What's up, world? This is WeNeeda5th. This your man Mo. Got my man P in the building. Got my man Hill in the building.
Yo, what's the word?
fellas. It's been a minute since we got together to talk basketball and all that good stuff. Couple of things happened since we've been away. Wow, fellas. Remember your man Mo told y'all don't bet on New York. I told y'all that, right? I told y'all that.
What were our picks for this series?
I think I had Indiana
2-1?
in 7, I think.
Yeah, 2-1, right? Two of us picked Knicks.
You
picked Pacers, smart man. I had Knicks in 6.
Yeah.
I think I might have had them at 7.
Yeah.
I can't pick Indiana. I didn't pick Indiana this whole playoffs.
Yeah, and I told y'all, you can't pick the Knicks. You can't do it. No. They just, and I'm gonna go on a little rant right now. This is why I'm not on the Knicks right now, because they take the little victories and don't realize there's more work to be done, or that, hey, you haven't prepared for the final objective, and we're sitting in Cancun right now, New York Knicks.
That's from an organizational standpoint, coaching, or players?
All of the above, Hill. All of the above.
I disagree. I think they overachieved.
Okay.
All
I
right.
didn't have, well, just personally, I didn't have the Knicks getting out the second round because I don't think they could beat Cleveland or Boston. So to me, it was a great season for the Knicks. Now, did you reach your ultimate goal? Of course not. You always want to win a championship, but for me, the Knicks overachieved. They had a great season.
Okay.
I would say it's disappointing for me because I had the Knicks beating Boston. So, and then again, I think is how many times you're gonna get punched in the face till you know that you're in a fight. And I don't think I've given Indiana enough credit for me to say like they're a legitimate team. Like I didn't have them as that, and they're in the playoffs. So I just started giving respect for Halliburton and Pascal, and I saw Pascal win a championship already. Carlisle, I saw him win a championship. My biases have to be put to the side and admit to what I'm watching. And Indiana is just a good team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To piggyback on that, I think Rick Carlisle and Siakam just reminded us. We already saw it.
Yeah.
Right? They just reminded us,
definitely.
like, oh, no, you guys must have forgot. Like, we've already been here and done that. So.
In shocking fashion, too, right? We're talking about a injury, Durant and Klay Thompson, but a stacked Golden State team. And a formidable, that was a Heat team, right?
Oh, no, the Carlisle thing was like,
Yeah.
he's good money for life.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
he's good money for life on that one. You were not supposed to win a championship.
right.
Not
So
with that team.
like you said, they have the pedigree and the experience. And Indiana's still young, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think Siakam and Turner are the old men in the room.
and Ty's 25. Seems like he's been here forever.
Yeah.
It's more so. I don't know how to sum up this next season. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't trust Boston that much. But once they got past Boston, I had them being Indiana. So I would say it's a major disappointment with me the way I felt about Indiana. Not now. Now it just seems like you just lost to a better. They're better than them. I mean, that's the way these things go, right? You play someone, you beat them, you're not still better than them but you lost, right? So they're just better than the Knicks.
But I think that's because of the coaching style that Thibs chose to use with this group, or the coaching philosophies that he chose to impart with this group, and what he stuck to. I think New York has a better starting five than Indiana.
I don't know.
I think they do.
I thought so. I thought so.
I think what Indiana was able to do that Boston, I think, was too arrogant to even try because they are stuck in their ways and convinced that, hey, their way to do it with pumping up threes was good enough and that they didn't need to change their strategies. Indiana just said, you know what? You're only going 7 deep. Let's run. Let's run and see who lasts longer. The first game with New York, I think Thibodeau stuck to his guns, played his starters almost the entire game without any rest. I think he only substituted 2 other players off that bench. And toward the end, the last 2 minutes, his starters started making mental mistakes that Boston never forced them to make. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Boston never ran them, never forced Thibodeau to have to go into his bench.
Detroit did, though. Detroit ran them.
I think New York got lucky with their immaturity, them being young.
I mean, I'm hearing possible reasons that it could be the case.
Mm-hmm.
But Indiana has, they have more factual things that they show me. They ran Milwaukee, possibly might have a better 5. They ran Cleveland, possibly might have a better 5.
Yeah,
and they ran the Knicks, who I'm hearing, who possibly have a better 5. Indiana's just better than all those teams that they're playing.
But I think with Cleveland, hey, you had three major players that impacted their winning, that was injured or being injured. Whatchamacallit, yeah. Whatchamacallit, Milwaukee, the same thing. You don't have Dame.
I don't even know if they win with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
At what point
That's
do
real.
we start recognizing that Indiana just is better?
You know my philosophy. Since you laugh, how did we lose? They're better than us. So I have to stay true to that. I did not. I might have had them in a play-in game, bro, at the beginning of the season. So I'm just like in a state. I'm still in shock of Indiana, to be honest with you. But they're the best team in the East. That's why they're in the finals. You know what I mean? Like,
with
if
3
they're
more to go,
if they're not
really
the most
shocked the world.
talented, if they don't have the best starting 5, okay. But they played who was out there and they beat them. So I give them credit. That's coming from someone who didn't pick them this entire postseason. And I'm not doing it now in the finals when they're up 1-0. But the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. Like, they're still playing. The other teams aren't.
So where the Knicks go, though?
I think they just run it back. Well, you can't now because you fired your coach. I would have brought Thibs back and ran it back.
I think honestly, you stay with team. You might want to bolster, add a few pieces, few role players, but nothing major. Unless it's someone like a Giannis, someone
Can't turn that down.
Yeah, whatchamacallit, someone like Giannis. Hey, whatchamacallit, as long as you're not losing, I say, OG, Cat, and Brunson.
So why would Milwaukee do that, though?
No,
if I'm Milwaukee, I'm not getting Brunson, Cat, OG.
No, I'm saying, hey, you don't make any major moves unless, hey, a Milwaukee comes calling and says, hey, Giannis is up for a trade. He wants to go to New York. How do we make this happen? I think that's the only major move you make. You don't go calling Phoenix for KD or whatchamacallit, whatnot. I think, hey, you could stay packed, get some, bolster your bench if you feel like that's a weakness and whatnot. We don't know because they hardly ever played. But the one time you do allow them to play, lo and behold, you win a playoff game. I don't know.
They did Thibs dirty.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, they did Thibs dirty.
Right. I think even worse
Like,
than
everyone's
that,
not going to win a championship.
but he's a product of his own success. If he didn't get as far as he got, that makes it even easier. For
I think he'll be a wonderful assistant coach, and he showed that in Boston when he was able, and that's how he's able. His work in Boston and what he's able to do under Doc is reason why he's got head coaching jobs.
Who's to say that? Who's to say that it wasn't Who's to say that it wasn't Thibs who got Doc that championship experience?
Because Doc has to look too good without him.
Doc is terrible.
And I would say and that bolsters my point that, hey, Thibs is better off being assistant coach, being a Tex Winters on the defensive side.
But outside of that, what my whole point is, if that's going to be your factual basis, that's the reason, right? Let him be assistant coach. Explain Doc Rivers then. Outside of that,
I've been on the record with y'all. Hey, I think Doc Rivers is
that would make
overrated
Thibs
too.
the de facto head coach then, because Thibs has had more success. Thibs has more success as an assistant coach and as a head coach, as Doc had as a head coach. Doc is a hard
No, it's just crazy to me, like you were alluding to. If Boston beats the Knicks, Thibs might have his job. That's crazy to me. I don't know if they fire. I don't know. I mean, well, I don't know what you think, but I don't know if they fired
It's a
Thibs
success.
if Boston beats the Knicks.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
He's getting fired for advancing.
It's success.
It doesn't make sense to me.
It's a success.
I think what you will call it, Indiana exposed the pigeonhole Thibs put himself in.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't think it's enough for him to get fired.
But my thing is like this: if you're New York and you're saying, "Hey, listen, this starting five, what we have here, what this core group is good enough to challenge for a championship,
Right.
but we don't need our coach working against us." And I think what the Indiana series showed is like, hey, Thibs, he's pigeonholed himself in the place, especially with today's NBA, where, hey, you can't win a championship the way he's coaching, yo. You can't. And you need a head coach that's going to use the entire roster, even if it's just for a minute.
Yeah.
Like what you call it?
I seen dude. What's this dude?
Dorian Wright?
Dorian Wright double dribble and walk. Like, it's a reason he was on the bench. I'm sorry.
Okay, then why do you have him on your roster?
Washington,
No, but
the general manager.
but my thing is like this. Hey, Thibs, if you see that it's deficient like that, shit, they have a G League affiliate. They can cut people and grab people off of the G League. If that's the case,
and someone
like
brought
he's
that
not
up
even doing that. P.
Yeah, someone brought that up too. Why doesn't Russell Westbrook have a good jump shot right now? Being here all this time, why didn't they send him to the G League?
No
Why
idea.
is he not
no
developed?
I mean, we're just going to agree to disagree.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
because
Thibs
I
is a
think
good coach.
with Russell Westbrook, because he was able to pull up the numbers. Like, hey,
he should have been developed though. That's what I'm saying. He's not the best.
Because
He's not the best player he can be.
And I definitely agree with that.
And no coach, Scott Brooks. What's Florida's dude? Donovan.
Mike Malone.
He's been around now. Mike Malone. These are all decent coaches that he's been around.
Darvin Ham.
And no one's just sat this guy down and said, "Hey, develop a jump shot."
I'm sure they have.
And I think
he just
Go down
refuses.
to the G League and work on it.
I think he just refuses. And I think whatchamacallit, I mean, because he's had the choice to change his game, and he hasn't. So I have to assume that he's not doing
It's
it.
got him a Hall of Fame career.
But that goes
right?
that goes to not your but anybody's perception. Like like you said with Thibs, or he refuses. People will say, "Well, that what makes Russell Westbrook great." I refuse to listen to anyone. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna play hard or whatever. Now, if you win, you get lauded for it. But when you lose, you're stubborn. And that's the same thing with Thibs.
But it's something that I've always said about Russell Westbrook. And one of the reasons why I say, hey, he's the gift and the curse. Because there's only one gear for him. And it's 100 miles an hour. And it hasn't worked.
But let's say Andre Miller, right? Quintessential point guard, switches gears, it's not even close. Russell Westbrook is a no-brainer first ballot Hall of Fame. Andre Miller, no shot. So it just the results are the results.
I mean, but I think Russell Westbrook, hey, even with him going 100 miles an hour, he maximized that. Like whereas Andre did, hey, Russell Westbrook, for better or for worse, hey, he averaged a triple-double for 3 seasons.
And like you said,
that's part of the reason why he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay, Thibs is stubborn. He doesn't use his bench, but he maximizes it. Because the Orlando coach used his bench. The Detroit coach uses his bench. Cleveland uses their bench. He got further than them.
And I think, with the
have a better bench.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
why
I mean,
why
but
didn't they make the Eastern Conference Finals? So bad?
but my thing is like this with Thibs, he never gave his bench a chance.
Because they stink.
All right, but like give him a chance during the regular season, so that hey, if a team has a coach that says, "Know what? I'm going to test if his guys, if his starters are really the Iron Men that their coach believes them to be." I'm going to test that, or I'm going to get some of their starters in foul trouble and see what their coaches answer to
people
that.
forget he did use his bench. He used Dante DiVincenzo. He used Bogdanovich. He had talent on his bench.
Yeah,
They traded it.
Yeah,
But when he used it, they got to the second
what I'm
round.
saying.
When
Right.
he didn't use it, they got to the conference finals. So I don't understand.
Like he had,
Well,
he had a deeper bench.
I think he had better players that hey he trusted.
So he did. So he did more with less this year and got fired.
Right. It's the results. I mean, it's the results.
Because my thing
To
is
make
like
the conference finals and get fired is crazy. It's just basically you were just waiting to fire him.
and
I think Rome wanted blood and they had to get someone.
I think it was his coaching philosophy as far as not using his bench. Also with Cat deficiencies on defense that was exposed.
Will always be there. Will never change.
And what you call it, and they saw, hey, this is what Cat looked like in Minnesota, and now
That's what he looked like in Kentucky.
So speaking,
he's starting to look like that Cat now in New York. Maybe we need to change the coach up.
So you fired a coach in Minnesota too. Because he made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Dog, to me, this is
nuts.
This is a horrible owner getting the pulse of the city and making a knee-jerk reaction. And Leon Rozier had to live with. It's either you, Leon, or you find something because Rome is asking for blood. I got these people in the streets. They're outside of my garden. I don't know what to do. I'm not a good owner. Make a splash. Do we make a big trade? Rose, I kind of like my team. I like it. Who is the easiest one to get rid of and deliver to the people? You deliver the coach. And I thought it was a terrible decision. That was an easy no-brainer to come back and run it back. The Knicks have a good team.
For the first time in a long time.
They tweaked their bench. They gave away, they gave away pieces, which you gave away 5 first-round picks and Boggy for, what you call him?
Cat.
Nah, for
Bridges.
For Bridges. There's some of your bench. You gave DiVincenzo, Randall, you got Cat. So your team's going to get decimated when you add better talent. But you had an okay team with a deeper bench. And you lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people's like, yo, how do you give up DiVincenzo? Like, this is how you're getting Cat. And they went further. And the man got canned. Listen, I'm not a Knicks fan, so I care less, but just from watching it's stupidity. The guy's a good coach, and he did good with the team. And I could care less who didn't like him on the team. He got results.
Yeah. I just think it's a good move.
And barring a game 1 and a game 5 with the collapse, I know people hurting about it, but you might be looking at a team that's just destined if they continue. If they beat Oklahoma City, you really look stupid for firing Thibs.
Or you could look like the person that caught cancer early. And got the chemo early.
But four years of making the playoffs in the last 2 and 50+. I mean, good luck for the next coach setting the bar, whoever that is.
And that's my thing. In the next 5 years, I guess the Knicks are going to win a championship. Because that's the only way this would make sense.
I think if those are your intentions, you couldn't continue on with Thibs.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, he's gone. So now this.
I want to see if the Knicks win a championship in the next 5 years. Because if they don't, then this was an idiotic move to me.
Okay. Hey, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think New York Knicks should have fired Thibs, or you think they should have kept him? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. All right. Indiana made it to the finals. They're facing OKC. Game 1 was played Thursday. I think we all picked OKC to win this. I think I picked them in 7.
Got me 6.
I want to say I might have had him in 5.
Yeah, I think he did.
I had him in 5.
Yeah. Indiana's up 1-0. Game 1. What are your thoughts on game 1, y'all?
Chet got to show up. That's it. And SG has to be more efficient.
Hill?
An Indiana win with 21st half turnovers is not a good sign.
That's tough.
I don't know. I mean, the way I looked at it, though, I thought of it as that could have been his Allen Iverson moment. And I wouldn't be surprised if OKC came back and swept him the next 4. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that might be the moment. Halliburton, and then OKC just drugs him for the next 4.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost this game and they're a -10 favorite for Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Betting against Vegas is not the easiest thing to do.
Were you guys surprised that OKC didn't go with that big lineup with Hartenstein and Chet?
I think they had to go away from it. With Chet downhill, they was attacking him. Chet had a bad game.
No, I'm just saying because, and that's to my point. Like, hey, you get Hartenstein in and put him in the middle so that, hey, you know what I mean? You can relieve some of the pressure off of Chet as far as rim protection duties and allow Chet to kind of spread out a little bit. Are you surprised they didn't go for that option?
No, because Indiana's fluid on all 5 positions. All 5 of their players can shoot the 3. So Hartenstein, whether he's going to do that little to maintain the basket, that's fine. That's what they'll prefer that. And then kick it out around the corner. Obi, Miles, all those guys shoot it. And it brought Hartenstein out and showed the weakness and had your man on the island who couldn't move the puppies that well.
Even Thomas Bryant now, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had.
Yeah,
that.
down in the arsenal. Like it's a good matchup for the finals. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sexy one, but it's the coaches, the basketball players, like everything. It's a great chess match. So yes, I have OKC still winning this, but I'll tell you what, it'd be a pleasant surprise if Indiana does win this. Because it's basketball 1-on-1 there. The coaching's making adjustments. You have a point guard that's an extension and is seeing these things happening. You got Siakam, who's smart. I mean,
seems like
Nembhard is making Nembhard dribble picked up now. You got a better control the ball, his handle. I'm like, oh, ISO. So you have some ISO players. Like, Indiana is a good team, and I can't just jump from good yet. Like, it's like a good, solid team sticking to the game plan and getting people to where they want to be is that last 2 minutes within 8, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They play good defense.
I look at Indiana like a nice 45-50 win team that should.
I think everyone did.
That should be going in the first and second round. I don't look at them as a finals team. I just don't.
I always thought they would play Milwaukee in the first round every year for my next 15 years. And I believe they both should be eliminated.
Yeah. Kudos to Rick Carlisle.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they have good players. Don't get me wrong. They have good basketball players. But championship level,
So are y'all giving Rick his flowers right now?
Did you see that
Coaching matters.
Did you see that 2011 Dallas Mavericks lineup? Jesus Christ.
Boy.
Coaching matters now.
Oh, he's an outstanding coach, though. He really is.
But coaching matters, right? It can affect a series, a game, an outcome.
But I love Donald. I love him as a coach, too. Okay, he's a good coach himself.
You know, I'll definitely give Carlisle the edge, but yeah, I think Donald's a good coach.
And he's crafty. I like the way this is on the players. Listen, I think Chet had a bad game. He has to bounce back. And a little bit more aggressive from Jalen. I thought Lou Dort had a great game.
Yeah, like what? at one point he's like 5 for 7.
Mm-hmm. And defense, my God.
Yeah, that's always
that's always it.
6 points. It stands out.
Shed 6 is going. That's not going to cut it.
Can we talk about the legend of Halliburton as it continues to grow? Like, where do we have him now?
No timeout, Pete. Didn't take the timeout. Your thoughts?
He's a clutch player.
Okay.
That you can't.
Okay.
I mean, come on. He's a clutch player because he didn't have a great game.
14.
He had a pretty mediocre game.
Mm-hmm.
But similar to Reggie Miller, the game is completely different. But as far as he reminds me almost like a Reggie Miller, where I don't look at Reggie Miller as an elite shooting guard or nothing like that. But he's one of the most clutch players I've ever seen in my life.
Would you put him on par with Brunson?
Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, I mean, he just beat him, so I'd have to at least put him on par with him. I'm not going to say he's better just yet.
I mean, statistics tell me he's on par with Kobe and LeBron and Reggie. That's what statistics tell me. He's on par with those players.
And I don't want to take that from he's a clutch player, but I'm not necessarily know he's the best player on his team.
Might not be.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And that's not in no shade because Pascal Siakam is a good player. Like, obviously. But Tyrese Halliburton, he's clutch. He's a good player, and he's like he's clutch.
Man. And somebody said it was a knock to Kid. He reminds me of just a taller Jason Kidd, but that can that can shoot better. And I was just like, no way you have him in the same way. I mean,
I think I like Kid's vision better.
Yeah, Kid's a better pass. Well, Kid to me is like
better facilitator.
No one's a better facilitator. But I can see though. I mean, J. Kidd led his team to 2 finals.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton, we're still early. This is his first final, so
he makes the right plays. His pass is not as flashy and crisp as Kidd, but I can care less if they're getting to where they have to get to and giving me results.
No, that's fair, and I say it's fair because it's not the book isn't written on Tyrese Halliburton yet. You know what I mean? Like Jason Kidd has a Hall of Fame career and all the accolades.
And Kidd didn't lead them to a chip, right?
No.
Tyrese, I'm gonna give a little bit more because the first 2 series he led them to get up to, which I'm gonna see Siakam took over that next series.
Oh, you mean lead them to the? No, Jason Kidd led them to the finals. Yes.
You don't think Dirk did?
No, I'm talking about the Nets. I don't.
I'm talking about the win.
I'm just registering that he's been there 3 times.
Oh, okay. That Nets team, that was him.
I barely count his Dallas trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was thinking along with P.
All
Like,
right.
He led them twice.
Yeah, he led them to the finals. The Nets to the finals twice. And that's what I was saying with Tyrese Halliburton.
There you go.
Led them to the. Yeah, I would go Kidd, but I can understand why people say Halliburton is at least projection-wise headed to that level or whatever. I could see that.
Is he on? Does he have a pathway to greatness? Is that coming for him? Do y'all see that coming down the line? Or is it just, hey, he's just a really good player?
I think he's a really good player.
Listen, he gets the championship. I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever you have, Tatum, Joker, Giannis, and you put them in there. If you have them in there, that's what I have him as. That's what I have him.
He's almost closer to Chauncey Billups to me. I don't have Chauncey Billups in that category.
I have this man in there. He beat them too. Well, Giannis is still in his prime.
Yeah,
I don't think Tyrese Halliburton's on Giannis' level. I just he's a good player. He's a really good player.
Put it this way, I do.
He's up 1-0 in the finals. I hear
listen. But he has to get the hard way. But
wow,
because I don't rant and rave for Giannis. I don't.
Joker.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Joker's different to me.
To me, Joker, Giannis, and Tatum, cool, same level. If Halliburton wins, you can make the argument. I wouldn't, but you can.
I mean, but if he wins the chip, would it? And I'm thinking just because and just throwing fly in the ointment, especially based off of Olympic experience, right? And would you put Tatum in that group that you just named?
Oh, I would.
Wait, Tatum in what group?
Tatum, Giannis, and Joker.
Tatum, Giannis, and Joker. Whatchamacallit? And it would be Halliburton if he wins a chip, right? Yes. That's what you're saying. But
I would say Halliburton and say hello to Jamal Murray.
Okay.
Jamal Murray's not in that group. Jamal Murray is not in that group.
I'm not what I'm missing. Jamal, Chauncey, listen, if you had to pull the group down for it to equate as opposed to kicking them out, I'd rather pulling the group down. I'd rather pull Joker and all of them down because I don't have respect for Giannis and Tatum. I have super respect for Joker, but nothing for Tatum and Giannis. I feel very confident saying they will not be back unless they make a super team somewhere, somehow. They cannot do it on their own. Because Jalen's going. That's what I'm saying. It's on his own. I think Jalen Brown's out of there.
He's out?
I think he's going to be going. This year, I think he'll be going. Doing the trading, doing the draft.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think Halliburton's on a hell of a run. Really good player.
More this man has.
Yeah.
Sweep OKC, then what do you say? OKC's a very good team.
I got to see what him and Siakam do. Like, I'm just not convinced he's the best player on this team. That's what I'm saying. To me, Giannis was the best player on this team. Joker was the best player on this team. Tatum was the best player on this team. I'm not convinced that Halliburton's the best player.
This man gets them into their offense, too. I mean, see, I don't know, man.
Let me ask you guys a question. You guys know I'm on the record saying, hey, I believe the New York Knicks firing Thibs was a good idea based on what he showed you during the year and development. Now, on the flip side of that, with Boston,
okay,
do you think they need to look at because hey, you shouldn't have lost that New York Knicks series. Indiana showed you that there was a real simple solution to beating the Knicks.
It's for the record, this is the guy that's pro coaches.
But I'm of the thought like, yo, you getting paid millions of dollars, and you got a championship contender team.
Can we get there? Like, hold on, you want to kill USAD, right? Let's start at the ground level. You have Doc Rivers. You have
get rid of them too. Don't get it.
So many coaches.
Don't get it twisted
before you get there.
You
need people to coach the teams, and if you want to get all the way to Boston, because you got Boston, they just didn't playoff teams.
So Atkinson got to go.
Yes, Kenny Atkinson got to
go. No, because whatchamacallit, I give Kenny a pass because of the injuries.
No, but that's his fault because that's conditioning.
Should he use his bench?
Whatchamacallit, he uses his bench.
And he lost. That's my point. But Porzingis was injured.
Okay. But I feel like the reason why Boston lost against New York wasn't because you didn't have a healthy Porzingis. It was because you didn't want to adjust.
It was because of the coach.
Yeah, because of coaching.
So when they won, was it because of the coach?
He had a part to play. Yes, of course.
Was it okay? So, but it was more. It's more of his. He's more of the reason they lost than more of the reason they won. Is what you're telling me.
In this instance, yes. Because
he can't. It's nothing he can
do. Because whatchamacallit, I mean. You're dealing with a team that doesn't go deep into their bench, and you got your big man hurt and whatnot. You might want to run a little bit.
Did he go deep into his bench when they won the championship? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
So when
I'm saying I'm saying Boston should have took advantage of the fact that New York didn't go deep in their bench. That's what Indiana was able. Don't go deep in them. That's what Indiana was able to do. And also, Boston never wanted to change philosophies as far as, hey, we're going to just chuck up threes. At no point did Joe Mazzulla say, you know what? Since he's not going deep into his bench, let's attack the rim. Let's get Cat in trouble, in foul trouble.
Now you're coming around to what I'm saying. All right,
let's get Brunson in foul trouble. Let's force them into some action where they have to defend.
Firing, but definitely being held accountable. I mean, he just came off a championship. I mean, if you want to say that, I I'm in agreement. They had 2 20-point leads. I'm in agreement with that.
So could you just say he had a bad series
a very bad one,
and tweak
awful.
it? And
Yes,
I don't think
come
it's a
back.
fireable offense. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Everything you said is valid.
Yeah.
And it's opinionated.
I agree.
Everyone has their opinion. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But okay, he had a bad series. It's like a player, right? Like if a player has a bad series, you just, let's just say SGA stinks it up in the finals. You don't trade him. You tweak stuff or whatever. But I would fire him. Now, will he get fired? It's possible. Because Vogel's unemployed, Coach Bud's unemployed.
2018. 5 years straight. Coach of the years. Can.
Yeah. If you win a championship, you have like a 2-year window, then you're out of here.
And what's so funny about that, to piggyback off that, Thibs ran circles around Missoula that series. He outcoached him,
right,
soup to nuts.
He outcoached a championship coach and got fired. And the championship coach might get fired. I don't. It's crazy to me. And to me, that lessens the value. To me, you're telling me coaches really.
I think what it says is coaches are being held to a higher standard.
Willie Green, and shout out to Willie Green. I don't want to throw him in the mix, but Willie Green has a job, but Coach and Thibs doesn't. That's crazy. That's nuts.
You got porn, you got everything off the court. You have so much stuff off the court that would make you say, like, yo, you're running a zoo.
Yeah, like the inmates are running
but
the
they
asylum.
Stop playing. Like, just for what they're giving me on the court stinks.
I think you fired a Utah coach. You fire so many coaches. Like,
you fired a Los Angeles coach. You fired a Laker coach.
And the Clipper coach.
I
don't think you should, but the way that it's going,
right.
if you don't make it to the finals, you should be fired. That's what they're telling me.
You give me Luke. To me, Luke and LeBron, you lose in the first round, you're out.
Right. I think what you will call it. What we're saying is, if the philosophy that you're bringing to the table is proven without a doubt that it's not going to work, especially for taking the team to the next level, especially with markets like New York and
But he literally took them to the next round. From last year. He literally made it further than last year. He improved.
But I think whatchamacallit, unfortunately for Thibs, Indiana series showed everything wrong with how he's coaching and how it could be taken advantage of. And he doesn't have on his resume that, hey, I'm willing to come off of these ideologies or these philosophies as far as coaching. Maybe you might want to take last year as the anomaly because of, hey, how he was able to go deeper into his bench than ever before. But outside of that, he's showing you that, hey, he's going to run his players ragged. He's not going to go deep into his bench.
I don't want to keep on Thibs, but again, when he went to the bench, second round, when he shortened the rotation, conference finals. But you're telling me,
and unfortunately for him, when he got to the conference finals, hey, it showed the Knicks, hey, how far we are from legitimately contending for a championship. And part of the reason why we're so far away is because of, hey, some of his coaching philosophies that he's and some of his inflexibility. It's the gift and the curse.
They made it to the conference finals. They're not that far away. So would you say Anthony Edwards is far away from a championship? No, because he made it to the conference finals.
Why?
You barely can't get no closer unless you're in the finals.
And shout out to Kyle. He got upset during these playoffs because I was saying, at what point do you hold Bridges accountable? At what point do you hold Hart accountable? And it was like, yo, get Brunson out of there. Get Cat out of there. I've had enough. For who?
Yeah.
And I think, and not that you were trying to make this point, but I think that's another thing too. Another point against Thibs as far as, hey, his history with Cat, and hey, the talk around Cat not being held accountable. him not knowing what to do on defense and being out of position and whatnot. Indiana series exacerbated that, put a magnifying glass on that. And I'm sure Cat was playing hurt like most players are.
And they don't have a pulse if he doesn't play.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit, but it's like, hey, when you have that talk about, hey, him not being held accountable for just being out of position, not being where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Hey, whether or not you're able to make a stop or whatnot, that's irrelevant. Are you where we expect you to be when we play in defense? And 9 times out of 10, the story is that Cat wasn't where he was.
Neither was
supposed
Brunson. Brunson had a horrible defensive thing. So here's my thing with that: hold him accountable, trade him.
Yeah,
get rid of him, trade him.
Again, I feel like I'm just gonna have to go like burn the whole NBA coaching tree down now. So then you got to fight a Minnesota coach because he made it to the Western Conference Finals with Cat and lost. So whatever Thibs couldn't bring out of Cat, neither could the Minnesota coach. Why does he still have a job?
Because Cat's not there anymore.
So trade Cat.
So you're saying they should have traded Cat and kept Thibs.
Whatchamacallit? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, hey, part of the reason why Thibs is fired is because, hey, for whatever reason, talk was going around that, hey, Cat's not doing what he's supposed to be doing on defense, and part of the reason players felt like, hey, he's continuing not to do what he's not supposed to be doing on defense was because nobody held him accountable. Nobody said, hey, you need to be here. You need to do this, or whatchamacallit, or we're going to sit you, or whatever the case may be.
I think you should define this right now, P. There's a point where Thibs holds Hart accountable. And he's every position where he's supposed to be. And he's yelling at him, find this clip. He's yelling at him in the huddle.
I think I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
He held Hart to every standard you can, and he played defense and played his heart out, and he sucked. He sucked. He didn't hold, let's just say he didn't hold Cat accountable to what they said, and he gave you 28 and 13 this year. So you're holding. He doesn't hold his end accountable. He doesn't play his defensive roles, and gives you 28 and 13. Hart does everything you tell him, and he stunk.
And that might be another mark against him in the sense that
that's a mark against Hart. Hart stinks.
But
Leon Rose needs players.
But my thing is like this: is like, hey, Thibs, you're holding Hart accountable. How come you're not holding Cat accountable? And it's more important for you to hold Cat accountable.
All right, so
and
if he holds Cat accountable, he's going to give you 15 and 40? 50 and 40? 50 points, 44? Like, how much more do you want him to hold?
Play defense.
So if he doesn't if he doesn't hold Hart accountable, you're telling me he's flipping fries. Explain to me why Hart is able to get what he gets now, which is a pass. And they're telling me that his relationship with Cat, he didn't get the most out of Cat, but he got the most out of Hart, and Hart gives you 6?
Yeah, whatchamacallit, I think, honestly, you focus on Cat because Cat is the better player, and nobody really cares about Hart, to be honest. In talent evaluation, I'm not putting Hart anywhere near Cat's level. Hart is a glorified role player in my mind. That's it. Let's not get that shit twisted. I never said Hart was good like that.
You, though. Don't think
then wake up, America.
Well,
wake up. Like
I think a leopard can't change his spots. Cat is who he is. You play around that, and you live off of their offense. Some players. Now, you didn't ask Reggie Miller to give you the greatest defensive assignments. You play off of that, and you hope OG and this guy. He didn't pick up his assignments either. Mikal Bridges, 5 first-round picks. That's Durant talk.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me Gobert production.
Okay.
So
So hey, we talk about management. I still say coaching is a large part.
Listen, I think they played bad or they just got outplayed. I'm okay with Bridges on this team. I'm okay with OG on this team. I'm okay with Cat. I'm okay with what you call him. I'm okay with Brunson. And I'm okay with what you call him too, to be fair. The big.
He still didn't go hard.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for too.
Nah, you give me what you call Mitch Robin, you give me Juice. I'm fine with that. After that, you scrap this whole team. It's terrible. Garbage. But you run Thibs back with that. Leon, you make picks. Listen, Hart, anyone on that bench, bag of Skittles. Give me somebody on if the people think if he's that and could give me something, you trade for that. This team is a good team.
Yeah, I think Hart to your credit, he had a rough series.
He said it.
I actually think he's a good player. You know? Yeah, I know you don't like him, but I think he's a good player.
He's a good role player.
He's a good role player.
He's a role player.
I guess I don't.
Can we take good out of it? He's a role player.
No, yeah. I think he's a good role player.
He's a hard-working role player.
I think he's a good role player.
Because I think because he's not blowing you away with anything in his skill set. It's just like, hey, he has a. I know. I don't have to worry. Yeah. I don't have to worry about him playing hard.
He gets you like 10 rebounds at 6'4" or 6'5".
Now, what it's going to mean for you? But I know at the very least with Hart, hey, he's going to play hard. I don't have to convince him to play hard. Now, how that impacts the game is up for debate.
Yeah, because I need you to play good. No, I need points.
He impact. Well, during the regular
secondary
season,
points he gives you with
he played well. He did impact winning. I'm not saying he was the main reason they won, but he did help the Knicks win games.
Yeah.
He just had like a bad series. You can't sugarcoat that. He was horrible. He was horrible, but I do think he's a good role player. I really do. I think that series was so bad it almost negates what he did in the regular season to most people, but he did have a good regular season. He did have a good season. I like him on this team.
Gear. You talk about Russ. He's a less offensively talented Russell Westbrook. Like one gear downhill.
That's fair.
That's fair. That's awful.
And that's what I say with Russell Westbrook. It's weird to me because I guess Russell Westbrook has a better handle. I can't really tell you what Russell Westbrook is skill-wise that much. I don't know. But, yeah, he's like a poor man's Russell Westbrook. Take it how you take it.
Wow.
Some would say that's like saying too much.
That's Hall. That's Hall of Fame career.
I like Josh Hart, though. He's a good
You need Dante over that any day, boy. That guy is talented.
That's tough. That's Dante gets you
buckets.
I ain't gonna
you need points.
Yeah, Dante gets you buckets.
Boggy gives you buckets.
No, Boggy is just like. But the way I look at it, Boggy's a worse defender than DiVincenzo. So it's like Boggy sometimes you can't play him, bro.
All right, take your because they need a secondary ball handler.
That might, yeah.
And they need more shooters. You take Hart out of there, which I don't want to do, and you give me Huerta out there on the side shooting. It's you give me better options right here for Brunson.
Yeah.
And he can put it on the ground a little bit.
My thing is, and that's the catch-22 with Cat playing the way he does, and especially him being a non-factor on defense. Like, you can make a move like that with Huerta or another scorer around Brunson, but you need defense. And that's part of the reason why I think Hart stays in the mix. It's that, hey, he's able to – normally, with most teams that don't coach to it, hey, he's able to protect Brunson and take off that defensive pressure off of him.
Naismith Cook.
You know what I mean? But if you and I think that's the proves my point even more so, in the sense that, hey, if he's not able to defend like that,
he's
useless, and plus it's compounded because you don't have anybody on the back line that's going to bail him out. That's what your center is usually for.
Yeah, but you're taking but Mo, you take that and you swap it and you put Mitch in there, and who will give you the back line. Mo, he's player. We need points. You need 28 and 14. Cat gives you that. They're not in these games without those points. And apparently those rebounds he's getting too, 14 rebounds. You want to switch it and put Mitch in there? He's unplayable on the offensive end. Christ. Free throw liability when Cat's a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, I mean, you might even have to switch it up and play Mitch and Cat at the same time.
They did that, and they had some success with that.
Yeah. So it's
but you also went to the bench where you had Mitch, Shamet, Dorian, and Hart that played. You have nothing there to give. You're saying, all right, you're literally giving minutes for the players you need, and they're gonna lose some of the lead. They didn't for that one game, and this man got fired for that microcosm of 12 to 17 minutes of these guys playing well. And Landry Shamet was so good he wouldn't be moving around that much.
Hey.
I don't think Thibs should have been.
I think New York made the right move. It's moving in the right direction.
On comes Malone, Jason Kidd, whatever they thinking of. Good luck.
Yeah.
Woodson, Ewan, Van Gundy.
Somebody.
Sounds like
it can't be Thibs.
Sounds like a Darvingham, J.J. Redick situation.
Yeah.
Didn't work out too well.
Fellas. So, do we still feel confident about the picks for the finals?
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Thunder in 6.
OKC in 5?
Yeah, OKC in 5.
Okay. I think I said OKC in 7. I think I would like to change that to 6.
Okay.
I think 6.
Shave down the play.
I think 6, what you will call it. I'm going to put a little bit more faith in OKC. I think their defense is going to show up.
I just think they have to roll the ball. I just think they're better.
Yeah.
I think they're a better team game 1.
And I think they're not going to let their foot off the gas. I think OKC, for whatever reason, this entire playoff runs, they've had at least one game like this. You know what I mean? Where, hey, they let their foot off the gas and pedal and allow the team to come back in and win. So.
The difference is Minnesota didn't make shots. Indiana did. Play some defense. So Indiana gets some credit for that comeback as well, too. So it's not a slouch squad.
Yeah.
Hey,
hit us up on social media. Let us know who you got, OKC or Indiana. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget, you can hit us up directly at WeNeeda5th@gmail.com. Fellas, what's on the radar?
Dang, so there's a lot went on this week.
Yeah.
First, congratulations to Travis Hunter. I hope everything works out. Recently got married.
Wow. Okay. Congrats.
He said he's going to do that.
Completely unrelated. I hope everything's well with the Doug Christie and family. There's been a lot of rumors going around.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just that.
Hopefully it's just that.
Yeah.
You know, followed him since Pepperdine days back in the early '90s. So I hope the rumors are just that, just rumors. So God bless that family. And good luck to Coco Golf. Trying to win the French Open today.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot going on. A lot on the radar.
Hill, what's on your radar?
The ratings, I'm kind of curious. I want to know what these are compared to 97.
Okay. Wow.
Because I'm hearing a lot of people saying that they're out. I mean, the Knicks are out. They checked out. I want to know what it looks like. I know for us, we said, I mean, we played basketball during these, and they were night games. Like we just said, we had better things to do. We found better things to do. Besides what? Timmy.
Yeah. That happened. I
want to see the ratings with Jimmy. I mean,
you mean 07?
Yeah.
Spurs.
07. My fault.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
Chicago,
not
San
97.
Antonio.
Not 97. 07. Excuse me, Spurs. Little brain fart there. Definitely, yeah. 07. Oops, sorry.
What's on my radar? I'm going to step on my soapbox for a little bit. NBA, WNBA, y'all got to do better with the WNBA. Y'all have the Commissioner's Cup going on right now during the NBA Finals, which
nobody cares. Liberty.
Yeah, and they're leading in the Commissioner's Cup. And my thing is, if you're going to do it during the finals, why not have the WNBA games like the
Off days.
no, not even that. But hey, have it as a preliminary, like when we go to big fights with Muhammad Ali and Tyson. You don't get to see Muhammad Ali and Tyson at 8:00. You see Joe Smo and John Doe fight first, and then hey, why not set the WNBA up like that? Do your Commissioner's Cup the game before the finals, so that hey, you can at least ride the momentum that you might get from the finals, and whatever momentum WNBA may create for basketball fans, it filters right into the finals. So that you're not worried about, these small market teams and how the ratings is going to, you know what I mean? Come on. And this is simple marketing one-on-one.
It's like we've been here before.
Yeah, I mean, let me know what the East is a little bit.
We've been here before with you.
Oh, my gosh.
Either people going to watch it or they're not at this point.
I'm not.
There you go.
I know that, but I have seen. I know that Paige is hurt. Caitlin's hurt.
And whatchamacallit, and even outside of that, you still seeing good basketball being played, yo. Like these women are lighting it up and whatnot. So it's like, hey, Asia Wilson is still being dominant. Breanna Stewart is still being dominant, and especially with the Liberty, hey, there's a good question of, hey, is Breanna Stewart still the best player on their squad? Like I would throw a vote in there for Jonquel Jones.
She's playing very well.
I think whatchamacallit, without JJ doing what she did last year, that's why she's the Finals MVP. They don't win. And she's been stepping up, and she's been everything New York ever wished Pat Ewing could have been. And she's been that plus more.
400 threes for Enescu. I mean, who disappears during any finals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think when you say with the market, I think WNBA, you need to go to a whole another demographic, because I feel like I don't even fit that demographic. Like, I think I'm as big of a WNBA fan now as I've always been. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm a casual WNBA fan. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I'm some big WNBA fan, but, I know what's going on with Paige Beckers. Caitlin Clark is out. Nafisa is doing her thing in Minnesota, but they're not really shining no light on her. New York is the juggernaut. Asia Wilson is the truth. So, yeah, that's what it is.
India basketball, African League, Euro League, Latin League, WNBA.
In that order?
Not even whatever order you want to do it. Toss it up, flip it, whatever you give it to me is what I want to watch it as. I watch the NBA TV, in the African Basketball League, I'm out. Euro League, I'm out. Latin American League, I have no interest. WNBA, I have no interest. India basketball, I have no interest. You can have, and like I said, the Euro League, they have flamethrowers, all this stuff on the other side. The French League, it is like, the NBA is the best brand of basketball ever. And this whole want to play the world stuff.
We gonna get into that next show. NBA, new NBA All-Star format.
It's tricknology. You're not going to trick me to watching the All-Star game. I'm out on y'all.
Joking. All right, they're better. Listen, they have probably a better five. Okay, they're playing in this league. This league is the best league.
You know what? And on that note, to all our fifths out there,
peace.